Hello, nieces and niestos. How are you today? Welcome back to the channel. I want to thank you guys for coming back to the channel. My name is SavingsFashionista. She is I, and I am her. You have arrived to Nisa's Nation, and over here we do mainly things fragrances, whether it is body or home. Today we are here to talk about this house that has been on my curiosity radar, and I must say that I have been quite satisfied. The curiosity has been satisfied, and I'm ready to make some full bottle decisions, you guys. So this fragrance house is something that I discovered probably late spring, because you know you're always being influenced or you always see stuff. So I decided to go ahead and get a discovery set so I can explore and see what it has to offer. So, but before we get into the content, I want to tell each and every one of my niestas or niestos who sent me well wishes. You guys, Wednesday and Tuesday, my town had some tornado storms. And even at work, we had to go in our safe areas just to make sure that we were okay. But everything passed. But I was having some major issues with my Wi-Fi connection. So I was not able to upload on Tuesday or Wednesday. So everything has been resolved, and here I am today. So thank you so much. Let's get right in. So the fragrance house that we are going to be exploring today is BohoBoco Perfume. And I want to give you a little background information on the fragrance house. So I'm going to kind of like paraphrase. So the creator is Michael Gilbert Lack. It says BohoBoco Perfume is a brand that was created from a childhood dream of Michael Gilbert Lack. So in the beginning of his career, he started off in red carpet clothing design. So he said that did not fulfill his dreams. So in 2016, I think he launched his fragrance line, which is called BohoBoco Perfume. It said that in that collection, the Sensual #1, which I think they've changed the name to Vanilla Black Pepper, and we will be exploring that particular fragrance. This is a niche perfume that seduce and intrigue with their depth. It is unisex. It's advertised as the soul of fragrances, and it internally transform, experience, and rebirth. They are perfect for both men and women by creating a beautiful history of freedom and tolerance. They are a showcase of the soul of each of us. So I really like to read and explore the background information of fragrances because to me, fragrances are very emotional for me. You know, I mentioned to you a lot that some fragrances are a nostalgia. So I don't know if you experience some type of emotional feeling or emotional frame of mind when you are wearing fragrances. I'm not saying each and every fragrance does this for me, but more so than not, I get a spiritual or an emotional connection to these fragrances. So Michael Lack is the creator of these fragrances, and we're gonna just get right into them. So the discovery set comes in a sleeve just like this. I did purchase my discovery set from Lucky Scents. Do not forget to use my code savings10 and you can save 10%. Oh, and yes, Lucky Scents is having a sale today on their MFK brand, so you can use MFK 15 if you want to save a little extra on the MFK brand. So this is the fragrance discovery set, and this is the 12 pack. I think it comes in 10 and 12. So it gives a listing of all the fragrance that are enclosed in here. You can't really see the reading, but I love their packaging. It is so chic. It is so minimalistic. Now, I am a very gaudy girl. Yes, as you can see, the packaging is very chic, very minimal. I love a minimal, not too gaudy packaging on fragrances. I really do like that with fragrances. But I think what just really intrigues me about these bottles, although they are just very minimal, aesthetically pleasing, but it's the color run. It's just the different colors that they have. So I really like that. Really cool. So this has 12 of their fragrances inside of it. So what I decided to do, we're going to do a 2-part video. We're going to do 6 today, the other 6 another day. And what I tried to do was go through and pull out all of the fragrances that kind of like I could kind of categorize into a particular fragrance category. So we're going to go for the gourmandish fragrances. So we're going to get some little fragrance strips right there. So I'll be reaching over there to get the fragrance strips. And we're just going to get started with what I felt was more of the gourmand classified fragrances. And then the other ones will be like the amber and the floral fragrances. So we're going to start off with Wild Carrot and Oud. So the Wild Carrot and Oud, they come in little individualized boxes like this. So this is the Wild Carrot and Oud. I will be telling you the fragrance notes in these fragrances. I did not wear these fragrances. I did spray them on at night. I would do 2 at a time. I would put one on this wrist, one on that wrist. And I really didn't hone in or pay a lot of attention to the performance of the fragrance. That would definitely have to come in a later video. So this is almost like an initial thoughts, okay? So this juice is orange, as you can see, very pretty. So the fragrance notes in the Wild Cherry and Oud, the head notes are bergamot, carrot, and cinnamon. The heart notes are cedarwood, dry wood, and oud. The base notes are tobacco, animal notes, leather, stanrex, and stanrex is like a flower of white floral that comes from warm tropical regions, and earthy notes. I'm going to spray some here, and I'm going to spray some there. Why did I spray that on my arm? Because I'm not going to be able to spray other ones. So that's the whole purpose of this paper. All right. So this does definitely give you a very earthy scent. It is very strong. As you can see, it gives me that cannabis note. And I really do love that cannabis notes, but it is super duper smoky. So I think, yes, the tobacco in here is heavy, very heavy. I would probably deem this more to be a male dominating fragrance, and don't take me on that. Try everything for yourself. But that tobacco and that oud note, it is very strong, very potent. I don't really know. I would definitely have to experience this and think about the dry down of the fragrance. But very smoky, very woody. So, I'm going to have to revisit. So, I would not say if I'm ready. I'm not ready to say that would be buy a whole bottle. No, not that one. All right, so the next one is Sea Salt and Caramel. So this is the sea salt and the caramel. Now the sea salt and caramel, it has like a lavender hue to it. Now, I was really excited about this one because that caramel note, anytime something has caramel in it, I get really excited about it. But believe it or not, this fragrance, it gives off a very floral note to me. So these are the fragrance notes. Lemon, sea salt, pink pepper. The heart notes are jasmine, bay leaf, seaweed. The base notes are salted caramel, brown sugar, and cedarwood. You do get the sweetness from the caramel, definitely. But I do think that the jasmine, along with the other herbal, earthy notes, it really gives this a more floral note to me, or a more floral vibe in my opinion, but it's pretty. I really do like it. And this is one that I stayed up a while and I just kind of sniffed and kind of like saw what the performance was on it. And it even dries down to a very pretty fragrance, but I would definitely think that on my skin it's giving me more of a floral vibe than a gourmand vibe. So that was the sea salt and caramel. All right, the next one is already, this will be probably my first one to purchase, and I'm gonna tell you why this one over one that's really popular. So, vanilla and black pepper. Oh my God, this is so good to me. Now, when I was reading to you the actual, I need to put that on the skin. When I was reading to you the inspiration and the about from the site, this is really a repackage of when his line first launched. And I think it was called the number one. So they renamed it to vanilla and black pepper. But the fragrance notes in vanilla and black pepper are orange blossom, rose bay. The heart notes are heliotrope, olbanium, rose, nutmeg. The base notes are black pepper, vanilla, cedarwood, and white musk. This is so good. This is good. This smells like spicy vanilla. So if you can imagine having a sweet, gourmandish vanilla with a hit of spice to it, I think they named this perfect too. Vanilla, black pepper. This is good. I really like this one. I think this will probably be my first full bottle. Don't quote me on it because things do change. But I am really, really like forevering the vanilla black pepper. Okay, so let's move right along. The next one is coffee and white flowers. Coffee and white flowers. Now the color is like a peachy color. So coffee and white flowers. You know, I wish when I'm sampling these things I had like 15 wrists, like an octopus or something. This is good. This is really, really good. Coffee and white flowers. It has cinnamon, clove, chocolate. The heart notes are coffee, cacao, jasmine. The base notes are golden rum, vanilla, and leather. I noticed that in their fragrance notes, they say that their leather is synthetic. I don't really know what the difference is between, I know what synthetic and real mean, but I don't know. I've never seen leather being listed as synthetic leather. But this is good. This right here, this smells like, this is what I'm imagining in my mind. You in an old cowboy movie, and you get one of these pretty ladies. You remember that movie Posse? I imagine this is what that girl name is, the pretty lady. Dang. I can't remember her name, but she's an African-American woman. Sally Richardson. I imagine this is what she smelled like in the movie Posse. This is so good. Ooh, it's good. You definitely get that clove with that chocolate twist around in it. And that rum. And it's something in this that's giving me like a bacony smell. Or some type of, not stinky meat, but a good smelling meat. But it's blended with florals, spices, and chocolate. It's kind of weird. But this is good. This also dries down very pretty. Very pretty. This is good. So this is the coffee and white flowers. Okay. The next one is red wine and brown sugar. red wine and brown sugar. Okay, so this is red. It has like a red, bright pink color to it. I like this one. This is one of the ones that really does smell like just a girly, feminine perfume. It's very pretty. Let's talk about the fragrance notes in the red wine and brown sugar. The head notes are dried fruit, red fruits, blackberries. The heart notes, the patchouli is very potent in here. Patchouli, red wine, cedar wine. The base notes are caramel, liqueur, leather, and brown sugar. This is good. Oh my, this, I don't know. This might be my first. See, already changing my mind. But this is good. This is really a pretty girl fragrance. But it's not too sweet and it's not too floral. It's perfect. This is really pretty. It also has like a powdery note to it, a powdery edge. So I really like the red wine and brown sugar also. And there's one more left, and I saved the most popular, Miss Popularity, for the last because I get the hype. I get it. Now, I know you're probably going to think, that's just familiar. We already have the Tom Ford. We already have the K.I. I get it. I get it. I do. But when you start experiencing so many fragrances and you have trained your nose, you can differentiate between them even when they have almost identical DNAs. So this is the wet cherry and liqueur. The fragrance notes in the wet cherry and liqueur are cherry, licorice, not licorice, but liquorice notes. The heart notes are cherry syrup, strawberry, caramel, Turkish rose. The base notes are sandalwood, vetiver, tonka bean, and vanilla. Now, I would not be honest if I did not agree that this does give you the Lost Cherry and the Love Fest vibe. It does, because I don't really think that liqueur, cherry liqueur, can change. Even with the chocolate covered cherry fragrance that did not get a lot of hype with Bath and Body Works, that liqueur note, it's really identical no matter how you mix it in. You can pull that out. So that's what I mean. When your nose has been trained, you know what you know when you smell what you smell. So I can't take that away. However, I like this more so than Tom Ford, of course, because it does not give me whatever that note is inside of Tom Ford. I think it's some type of secret oud that they use that just does not blend very well for me and my fragrance likings. And it is very similar to the Love Feast, but it's something about this wet cherry liqueur that makes this fragrance befitting for any season, any occasion. That's what I like about it. It's like a universal fragrance, if you get what I mean. You pick up the liqueur note in it. However, whatever they have mixed in it, and I think it's a fragrance that, or a note that may not be listed. I'm telling you, cannabis is on the move with fragrances, you guys. And if you like cannabis and you know what you're smelling when you smell those cannabis, now we're just gonna leave that there, if you can read my mind when I say cannabis. But if you like what you like and you know what you like, that cannabis edge, it just, I don't know if it's just the feel good that it gives you, or the fragrance is really that good, you know, because some people don't like that smell when you smell it. But I would be remiss if I didn't say that anything that I have been smelling lately with cannabis, it has been really invoking my mood, like a good mood. So this cherry, it's smooth. You can smell the smoothness in it. You can also pick up the tart from the strawberry. I don't really get a whole lot of caramel in it. I really don't get a Turkish rose, but I definitely get that sandalwood, that vetiver, and that tonka bean. And I don't really pick, well, I do pick up vanilla. I do smell the vanilla. But this is good, you guys. So, I don't know of anyone who has did isolated reviews on this. I saw my girl, I think her name is Amanda. I saw her do a reel on it on Instagram. But this is some good stuff. The wet cherry liqueur, I am really feeling this. And the only reason this would not be my first, it probably will come soon after the first or the second, is because I do have three cherry fragrances that I need to really wear and experience. So this does give you that DNA of Lost Cherry as well as Love Feast, but it's different altogether. And like I said, I do think that there is a cannabis note in here somewhere twisted around. It's not the vetiver. I know cannabis when I smell it, and I do think that it's a little of that in there, and it really is a good fragrance, you guys. So we have 6 more left to discover. I'm going to start playing around with those tonight, and I'll be back with a part 2 for the BohoBoco Perfume exploration. I want to thank you guys for coming back to the channel. If you have experienced any of the 6 that we just I just talked about, please leave comments below. If you are interested in trying this brand, leave comments below. And I'll see you guys in the next video. And I want to thank you so very much. And do not forget, you, yes, you are great. Bye-bye.